Welcome everybody to our How to Read a Laundry Detergent Hangout on Air. Thank you so much for sticking with us. Sorry we had a little technical difficulties. I am sitting here with Craig Tapscott and Kay Abady from Simply Soapberry. We're going to be talking about why it's important, what's in our laundry detergent, and what's in laundry detergents. So why don't you guys open it up? Why don't you tell me why is it so important for us to be mindful of what's in our laundry detergent?
Well, the first thing, everything that comes in contact with your skin is absorbed. So just because you don't see an irritation on your skin, a breakout or anything, doesn't mean it's not doing cellular damage. So you really need to pay attention, like I'm sure women are and men are too, with everything they put on their skin, the soaps, the cosmetics, the same thing. People probably don't think of their laundry detergent as something that will affect them the way they put on skin cream and everything like that, and suntan lotion. But think about how much time you're wearing these clothes. So you need to pay attention. Accumulation on your skin and in the cells of your body. Eventually, your body will react if you have that kind of reaction to something like that.
Yeah, it's so important for us to start to clue into that. Sorry, go ahead, Kay.
Oh, no, just skin is the largest organ of your body, and think about the number of years our children, ourselves. It's amazing how many people we affect with our laundry.
And what's in typical laundry detergents? I mean, what are the kinds of things that are in laundry detergents? And you just told me, Kay, which is why I wanted to do this Hangout on Air, because I was talking to Kay last week, and I was so surprised that there's no regulations on laundry detergent ingredients, and that it's not labeled, that there's no labeling required for ingredients of laundry detergents.
Well, the good thing, yeah, it's very interesting. I didn't find that out until I started investigating more with laundry detergents. I've been in the nutrition industry a long time and found out about what I was putting on my skin through my laundry detergents by having reactions to major brands. So what I did was go out there and investigate what natural brands were out there. And some natural brands aren't even natural. They're starting off with a plant-based ingredient, and then they're using chemical processes which actually turns it into another synthetic chemical. So they can lie or put out because there's no regulation for it.
Now, no regulation for the word natural, right?
Exactly. Well, Whole Foods actually is stepping up to the plate, and hopefully Simply Soapberry will be in Whole Foods this spring. Whole Foods has a eco scale. Right now we're on the yellow of the eco scale, right next to the green. So pretty high up there on the eco scale for Whole Foods ranking.
Nice. Well, how does that eco scale go? What do they call it? Like green's the highest, obviously?
Right, green's the highest and yellow's the second, and I can't remember, I think red's the other one. But they have a certain scale at the store. It's on all their products.
So also we're talking about laundry detergents having petrochemicals and also this whole array of industrial yucky chemicals. What should be in our laundry detergents? What's the possibilities for the laundry detergent?
Well, a lot of the chemicals used by the largest manufacturers, first of all, they're not going to list them because honestly the chemicals change from one batch to the next. They're commodities based upon the availability because they're huge. Their production runs are huge. They have to source large amounts, and they're commodities, which means that their price fluctuates. So they're going after some of the lowest priced, quickest working chemicals. Now they're all virtually the same, but they won't even put an ingredient list on theirs because it changes. Now, a lot of these can be petroleum byproducts. They can, and one of the challenges is that it's not just these big chemical-based manufacturers. You also have to be concerned with some of the ones that say natural and provide you with an ingredient list. Here are two things to think about. One is because there is no regulation on what is on the label, they can list ingredients. They don't have to list them all. Just because they appear to have full disclosure doesn't mean that they do. Now, once they do list their ingredients, you have to be leery of a couple of them. Like Craig was talking about, ones that start out plant-based, but not specifically, and I know I'm going to totally mess up the pronunciation on this.
One of the major ones, you're talking about this one, the MIT. Yeah. But sodium lauryl sulfate's one of them, and it's the leading ingredient on some of the natural laundry detergents out there. And I've been doing some research. It may not, again, it's a chemical that may not react to right away, but it's still doing cellular damage. You certainly don't want something like that. You can easily, I mean,
it's in everything too, isn't it?
Sodium lauryl sulfate, yeah.
It's in like dish soap, face soap. It's in.
Just Google it.
So that's a problem.
And it's
Exactly.
in natural products, exactly. And one of the main reasons why it's a once you have altered the plant-based ingredient, you cannot guarantee it is toxin-free. And that's the problem. The manufacturing process alone used to create it still has possible tainting with dioxins. Benzenes may also be present, which can be carcinogenic. And can be are known to be harmful to the unborn. And there have been some reports of what was I thinking here? Dermatitis in products using it. So there can be some immediate effects in addition to possible long-term, and it's just a risk. Why take the risk if you don't have to?
Right. So walk us through a laundry detergent label. What does someone like me want to see on a laundry detergent label?
One thing I'd like to see in more laundry detergent labels is non-GMO. And obviously, I know
Yes.
you were a non-GMO proponent. I watched
Yes.
you on Facebook last year scream out the non-GMO message. But also the Simply Soap Berry, and actually it looks like that. Can you see that Simply Soap Berry?
Beautiful.
And it's the baby. It's the baby one.
Cute.
Simply Soap Berry. Besides the non-GMO ingredients, we also have
Which
mostly
is so
organic
important.
ingredients.
I don't want to
You
blow
can
past
talk
that
about it a
too
bit,
much
but
because
you
that
know.
is so important to have the non-GMO. I mean, it's so important socially, environmentally, and everything. So I just want to applaud you guys at Simply Soap Berry for.
Thank
Are you
you.
guys like the first non-GMO laundry detergent? Are you?
I don't know if there's one. I don't think there's one out there. Non-GMO project. We're already almost certified any day now.
Awesome.
So
I just
I don't
really
see
want to
them.
applaud you guys for that because we need that in our marketplace. So thank you.
No, you're
Thank
welcome. And
you.
look
What
for
else?
organic ingredients too. Organic ingredients.
Organic
So we're sourcing
ingredients.
almost 99%, 99.5% organic
Right.
ingredients.
And what are
Yes.
the ingredients?
You want to know? Oh, I can list the ingredients right here. Very simple.
Awesome.
Organic berry saponin concentrate. That is actually the soap berry. For those of you out there who don't know about soap berries, they actually use them in some countries and in Nepal. It's a little hard berry, it turns into a hard berry. They actually take the dried berry, put it into a little sack, like 10 of them, put it in their hot water or cold water, and when it's wet, it gives off a surfactant which helps clean clothes. So it's a natural way to clean clothes. And actually,
Right.
that's in the marketplace here in the U.S. and some of the co-ops, just the berries themselves. Well, what we did was use a natural process to extract the surfactant, the saponin, from the berry and concentrate it. So it's very, very powerful compared to using just the berries.
Well, and it also is very
Nice.
user-friendly. It's more how people are used to doing their laundry. And I think it's going to really help transition people who are using the big name chemical base and help transition them to the natural market. You know, there are a lot of people, thank goodness, who already understand, but there are a lot of people that are going, you know, I get it, I know I should, but I you know, this is what I've always done. It's what my mother did. It's what, you know, and can I trust them? And the real key to our formula is that we wouldn't come out until we knew that this was going to be powerful enough to not only be natural, but also do the job. Because who wants to do it twice?
No, I used it for 6 months I used it for 6 months before I even said we need to do this product. I had to make sure it worked. I wasn't going to come out with anything that didn't work. So we really researched it, gave it around a bunch of friends, and loved the product.
So Kay, you
Another
got
ingredient.
kids
Go ahead.
too, right? So you know it's like working on like the kids' real dirty clothes, yeah?
Oh, yeah. And
Yeah.
I don't want to watch my kids go off to school going, oi, I've got another spot on that, you know, I'm a bad mom or something. But at the same time, I want to know that I have given them as many years of chemical-free
Yes.
clothes on their body, and that I've taught them how to move forward as adults to continue the same activity, and how I can kind of break the chain that our parents set for us because they didn't have alternatives. It's, you know,
Right.
now we
Right.
have alternatives, so let's use them.
Absolutely. Craig, back to the ingredients. Go ahead.
Ingredients.
Yeah.
We've got non-GMO. I'm reading them off here on my list here, and instead of the bottle, which is so small, but non-GMO sodium citrate. That's a plant-based water softener. I've got non-GMO glycerin in there. That's a
Nice.
plant-based enzyme stabilizer. We have organic denatured sugarcane alcohol. Now that's an organic solubilizer.
And solubilizer meaning that you want it to be able to dissolve quickly and easily. You want it to disperse completely through your entire load.
I gotcha. Okay.
Then non-GMO plant-based enzymes. These plant-based enzymes are very powerful and help fight stains. I mean, if you've got some deep grass stain for some kid playing soccer, you still have to soak it like any other detergent. You want to soak it for a few minutes before you put it in the washer. And you would know about that.
Right.
Yeah. Well, and one of the keys is that we don't have those enzymes in the baby formula by choice because we want people to have the option of being absolutely as gentle as possible on their baby's skin.
I was going to ask, is that the only difference between the baby formula and the other formula, or are there more differences?
No, we added actually aloe.
Oh, okay.
Natural, organic aloe. So aloe is another softener for the skin.
Very, very good. And is that all of the ingredients?
That's we have, here's another one, phenylzethathanol, which is an antioxidant. We have a non-GMO xanthan gum, which is basically a thickener to pull it all together. A glycol, a softener, and another glycerin softener. That's it. It's a very simple ingredient deck. It's really easy for anybody to grab the bottle, take it home, or go online and see our ingredients and do a little Google search and see what they're really, putting on their body.
And what he was just showing, we will have up on our website to show what the role of each one of these ingredients is, and they can see, organic, non-GMO. They're going to see this repeated over and over again.
That's so great that that's available on there. What is your website?
SimplySoapberry.com.
Perfect. SimplySoapberry.com.
And
what is
by the way,
go ahead.
Sorry, I just want
what's happening?
to add we need to be cautious with. The term natural doesn't have a definition. It can mean starting with plant-based ingredients, and plant-derived often is used to say that. But again, we've just talked about how one example where just because it's plant-derived doesn't mean that it's toxin-free.
Exactly.
And many companies tout natural in order to appeal to us, but they can be synthetic and they can be chemicals. So, be careful of the term natural. Unless you see the terms organic, non-GMO, etc., you really don't know for sure. There was also one other.
Okay, so that's an excellent point. Like organic is certified, non-GMO is certified, or at least through the non-GMO project. Right. So that's an excellent point to look for those two things on a laundry detergent label, because the other claims are not certified.
And when they say made with organic ingredients, you just want to make sure that it's the ingredients that make up the largest portion of it. They could throw in their whatever's 5% of the formula is organic, but you want to make sure. And as you know from reading food labels, they're listed in percentage order. So whatever's listed first is the largest, and whatever's last is the smallest percentage in the formula.
One other ingredient to watch out for is MIT. We're going to have a hard time pronouncing it. It's methyl isothiazolione. Now, there's one guy I like out there, and you probably know who he is, the Health Ranger. Do you know Mike Adams?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
If you search MIT on Mike's site, you'll find an article about a lot of leading detergents using MIT in there.
Yikes. Yeah, so like if we saw...
It's actually a pesticide. It's actually a registered pesticide.
With the EPA. If you go to EPA's website, you will see it's a registered pesticide. It's used as a preservative.
In laundry detergents. So you know how Mike is very smart about his research, so Mike does his homework. So he's a great website for your listeners to check out, the Health Ranger.
Yeah, Health Ranger. It's great. Wow, if people knew, like if they saw those chemicals being put in the bottle of laundry detergent, they would never buy it. They would, you know what I mean? Like if they actually knew what was in there, they would never ever buy it.
Just like if we knew what's in our food, we would never buy it.
That's true.
or eat it. Or what it really does to your body, you would never eat it. Well, maybe you would.
Ignorance is bliss, right?
Ignorance is bliss. So tell me about concentration. What's available for us as consumers in terms of getting a lot more for less?
Well, what's going on is I also want to be very eco-friendly. I could have put this, you've seen the bottle, right?
Yeah.
So you've seen the bottle. I could have put this in a smaller bottle. We actually put some agents in there to make people believe that this 32 ounces actually does 128 loads.
Wow.
So
What's
this
the
little
typical,
bottle,
like 30, or I mean like 64 loads that
64,
said?
66,
So
64,
it more than
32, on a big
doubles.
bottle. You see the
More
big
than
leading
doubles.
brand bottle, more than doubles, while the leading brands are gigantic. This little
Bravo.
bottle right here has 2 ounces. Can you see the bottle?
Yeah.
This is 2 loads
2 loads
in this
Okay.
in this little tiny bottle. That's just a
Wow, that's
sample bottle. Now,
awesome.
I do have something for your listeners today who are watching.
Oh yeah?
The first 50, whether they watch it and pre-recorded or whatever, or live, send an email to the scoop, the SCOOP at simplysoapberry.com. I'll send them a free little sample.
I
and that's
love it.
for 2
The
loads.
Scoop at simplysoberry.com. Everybody send
Exactly.
an email there and you'll get a free sample. I love that. That's
By
awesome.
the
Thanks,
way,
Craig. Yeah.
By the way, you were talking about concentration. This small bottle, which is a fraction of the size of even the small, a lot of companies, I got to give them credit, are downsizing to limit their use of plastic. But this one even outdoes that. And what I'm going to tell you is, being 128 loads, do the math, 52 weeks a year, that's 2.5 loads a week. If you do 2.5 loads a week, this will last you 1 year.
Wow.
How
That's
many loads do
awesome.
you do a week for you and your husband? So how many loads do you do a week?
Maybe 2.
Okay, so this is
Yeah.
a year.
Yeah.
So for less than $20, you can be natural, and you can and just one little bottle. It may be in recyclable plastic, but the fact that it's one small bottle for the whole year, not too shabby.
Well, it also
That's
costs, it's
great.
only 15 cents a load too, approximately.
15 cents a load. That's brilliant. Read me what's on the front of that bottle. What is all that text on the front?
So
Yeah.
these are the bullet points on the basic cut to the chase of what the product does.
Okay.
It deep cleans. It's natural. It softens naturally. Actually, the soapberry itself soft. We don't even need the aloe in the baby formula because we just have something added extra for the babies. And
Okay. That's sweet.
but in the normal product, it softens naturally. The soapberry does. It's non-GMO. It's ultra concentrated, biodegradable, hypoallergenic, and low cost per load. So just cut straight.
Very nice. Very nice.
And it's free and clear.
And it's free and clear. Yeah, it's free and clear. Why don't you guys tell us what that free and clear label means?
Free and clear just means some people are allergic to fragrances. So
Right.
no fragrances.
There's no fragrances.
So there's one thing I want to mention on the back of every bottle I'm very proud of is the Baby Girl Project.
Oh, cool.
You know anything about it?
No, tell us all about it. Tell us all
It
about it.
was founded by a group in Virginia. The Baby Girl Project was founded 10 years ago, and so far to date, we've raised enough money to build over 25 schools in Kenya, just to educate young girls who would normally not get that education in Africa, in Kenya, to have an education and do something with their lives that they choose to, have their choice by having an education. So the babygirlproject.org is the website, and a bit of our proceeds from every bottle sold will go to Baby Girl.
Thank you for that. That's wonderful. So you get to buy non-GMO organic laundry soap and contribute to the Baby Girl Project. I love it.
And we're also going to, in the future, work on it's a 100% sustainable product.
Nice. Now, what does that mean, 100% sustainable? Where are you not sustainable?
Well, one of the things, by the way, to talk about is what happens to your soap and your water after.
Right.
Yeah, let's talk
After
about
you've
that.
done your laundry. It gets flushed out the system. Now, most people don't think about where the water goes. Well, it goes in a pipe out, and ends up somewhere. I don't know where, somewhere.
The ocean, or back in the municipality to be washed again. Bleached.
The fact that this is non-GMO, organic, plant-based, it's everything positive. This can even be used in a gray water system. So this is not doing any harm to the environment once it's reintroduced back into the environment.
Very nice. That's very important. Yeah.
So we're harvesting these soap berries in the Himalayas. We have a reforestation project where we replant. So that's we're
Awesome.
using we're trying to be as absolutely ecologically sound as possible in the manufacturing and process, etc. And then once it is reintroduced back into the environment, it's not doing any damage at that point.
Thank you so much. It's so nice when companies are really thoughtful at every single level of their process. It's really great. Thank you. What else? Is there anything else that you guys would like to say in closing about maybe the difference between soaps and detergents, or anything specific about your product?
Well, that is one thing to note. When we were talking earlier about the power of your detergent, and we refer to ours as a detergent, which it is. A saponin, which soap berries are natural saponin, actually releases the dirt from your clothing. I think there's one company that in their advertising shows the
molecule
molecules coming out of the woven, and that was brands. Now, some laundry products are actually soaps, which do not release the dirt from it. So when it is a detergent is when you're getting a more powerful cleaner that gets the job done. And so we've tried to combine the best of both worlds to be both. So you might want to look for the term detergent, which is very specific and it's more powerful.
Very good, very good. Well, where can people find Simply Soapberry? I'm very excited that this product is now available in the marketplace. Is it widely available, or?
Well, really, we just launched it last week, and the end of the year here, we're gearing up for 2013. So hopefully it'll be in Whole Foods. Ask your local Whole Foods, go to that buyer and say, hey, why don't you have Simply Soapberry in here? And secondly, obviously, at simplysoapberry.com, but I would refer them to other websites. Just Google it. It's also on Amazon in about a week. It's actually already up there, but our supplier will have it in stock, so you can go to amazon.com and purchase it as well.
And remember, they can get their free sample here at The Scoop at simplysoapberry.com for 50 people who respond.
I love it. And I hope you guys will be at Walmart and Ralph's, and I hope you guys will be at all these places too, where, you know, it's like super mainstream, because the marketplace needs you. I am like, I gag when I go into cleaning aisles and like regular stores like that. I just like, if I ever have to go get something, I'm like, ew, why ew, you know?
Well, that's what Kay can share that a bit. That was one of our goals in creating it in this particular shape bottle, because we wanted to introduce people slowly to transfer over to the major brands they're using, that they in Ralph's or in Walmart's, and we will be there.
Yeah. If you look at the packaging, we actually did do some consumer studies to figure out how consumers work. We figured out that people didn't believe that such a small amount would do the job. So we decided, based upon consumer behavior, we couldn't trust them to pour. Can you trust somebody just?
Oh, we didn't tell them this.
Right.
Yeah, really.
They won't believe it. I don't. I'm a guy. If I put that much, I'm gonna put 5 times as much to make sure it's really clean.
Well, and it's low sudsing, so you go, wait, I don't see the bubbles. What? I didn't put in enough. So then you put in twice as much, which isn't necessary. Kind of like shampoos, same thing. They say you're only supposed to use a quarter size, but who puts that in? And you know, the whole rinse repeat thing, yeah. So we, based upon consumer behavior, figured out that people won't pour the correct amount. So we have measured and regulated our pump.
Nice.
Now, let me ask this question. If I said hit this pump once, do you think that you'd hit it just once? If you really wanted to make sure, well, this is a really dirty
You'd hit it twice. Yeah.
Yeah. So we made it, we measured it, and figured out how to get out the right amount with 3 pumps.
Nice. So people feel like they've done it. They've done it.
Yeah.
It's good.
We could have put on a cap that only took once, but we know that people won't trust just by, you know, consumer behavior, and they're going to want to put in a little extra. So the directions say 2 to 3 pumps of it, because we know that that's what they feel like they need to do to
Right, and it's still just such a small amount, which I love that. Very thoughtful. Yes.
And we want the people who buy the big national name brands to feel comfortable that this is already a stretch for them, and we're about transitioning.
To go from the big bottles at Price Club and those kind of things.
Right, right.
And we're trying to get them to, so we wanted something that felt familiar. You know, this doesn't feel like a huge stretch. We will eventually be making this available in even more ecologically sound packaging, but we're about evolution, and we figure we have done a greater service by evolving the mass consumer audience.
Agreed.
And so we'll work them on over.
Agreed, and it's so much better. It saves space in the cabinet instead of those big things like taking up the whole cabinet space. So yay for that.
Actually, we had people in the office. The women would go, "Oh, I'd carry this down in my laundry instead of the big one." You know, people who live in apartment buildings who have to go downstairs or wherever.
Carry that big thing.
It's really easy to carry around.
Absolutely. Way to go, you guys! I'm excited about Simply Soapberry. The market needs it.
Thank you very much, Blythe. I appreciate your time.
Absolutely. It was my pleasure, you guys. Have a wonderful holiday.
You too. Enjoy your Christmas and
Happy
New
holidays.
Year. Happy holidays,
Happy
everyone.
New Year.
Happy New Year. And post, you guys, look for, does Simply Soapberry have a Facebook page yet?
Yes.
Okay, good. So people can look at the Simply Soapberry Facebook page for updates on new retail outlets that you're in. So you guys can find them there, and simplysoapberry.com.
Exactly. Thank you.
Wonderful.
Thank you,
Bless you guys. Bless
Take
you.
care.
See you soon.
Bye.
Au revoir. Bye.